Mic is on.
So, what is up? We're on the new Hangout.
The new Hangout. It's black and white and moody.
Oh, she can hear us too.
Liquor.
And we can see this. So
it makes sense that Stealth Mouse can hear us though, because she's in the other room too. Like, she would be able to hear us if she wasn't listening.
No, that's it. But guess what? We got new intros in here. Oh shit! I didn't even turn it on to the right camera. Oh, we're right there. Hey, welcome to the Hangout with Adam and Ryan. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, like new studio spot. We premiered it for the 24-hour stream. Adam set up an amazing bunch of stuff. Again, Adam is thinking about doing like workshop streams. And I feel like even just showing this entire setup that it is right now could be its own entire stream for sure.
It could. So here's the thing. Then I go and look at what other people have done, and I'm like,
Really?
put to shame. But actually,
really?
I feel like
I don't feel.
Here's one thing that I did find about this is that let's turn that little guy off. Is that I found that what I've discovered and what I found out. That was some film. Hey, what's up, Mike Azul?
Mike Azul in the chat.
Thank you for showing up.
Totally, coming to the Hangout. It's the Hangout. It's the Hangout with Adam and Ryan.
Gotta hang out. Hopefully everything's going okay with your boy. I'm gonna just leave it at that right now. So we have been.
Thank you, Stealth.
Debuting this on the 24-hour stream. This was like it was a shoddy setup initially. I'm not going to even pretend, but it worked.
Totally. I mean, it worked for 24 hours. That's a pretty. It's not shoddy. It's not shoddy if it works, right?
It's true. But this is now the refined edition,
right?
So that
exactly.
you can see this. We got some new camera angles, so you can go to camera this one. So we're just chilling and we're drinking our whiskeys.
Yeah, this is like the sullen, like, oh god, drinking away my problems at the bar. And this one's the fun and exciting and colors.
And we got so if we needed to, we can kick over to this one. That's where we're gonna get all of our shots of.
VR, for like playing stuff.
It's
the
VR cam.
It was the VR
AR
cam, right? When Carson was doing it.
We can bring a computer out here at some point, but we are upgrading, and it's for you because you want to hang out with us, right? So get your whiskey, get your drink, whatever is going to be good for you.
Get your libation of choice. Now I know some of the setup that you are doing is meant to be portable as well, right? Isn't that part of like? One of the impetus of doing even stuff like this to venture out of the studio and back into Adam's, more real life here.
Yeah,
is because we could use it and move it around. And is that still the case, or
this was the perfect time because I've been nervous about how good this studio is going to hold together.
Sure.
And so when we first started, the quick history, because we got from barely doing crappy webcam to now being able to have multiple angles and different things and all these name keys and
beautiful shots in both angles.
But so I think what happened initially, I was like, all right, I have all of this old media, old things that I was able to pull together. I've bought computers throughout the years, and man, I was thinking about it. It was in 2002 that I bought some of my first computers, and I've been a Dell person. I don't know about you, but for whatever reason back in the day, Dell was my jam of computers that I would buy.
Sure.
And I bought the first XPS, this huge heavy
I have a Dell XPS right now. That's my workstation at home.
And so we've been doing a lot of that collecting of old tech for years. Sure. And those bins that are full of all the cables and all the stuff you collected.
Oh my God.
That is what
I hate those bins.
But this is what created the show.
That's true.
If I had not,
that's because you know what to do with those cables, and I typically don't. But part of this too is I feel like it is rigged together in that sense of old stuff and everything. But you invested money in the things that I feel matter, which are switchers and the two main cameras, right? So those look really crisp and amazing, and then everything else sort of around it kind of built up as we went.
And I think that's the thing. So to your original question, why do we have this new setup? The first thing was we were building the old setup. I felt pretty good. Didn't want to mess with it and go and try to make it cool.
That's true.
And then not be able to continue the show. Mm-hmm. So when the 24-hour was I was I think I just have enough equipment that I can make another setup. And then I was perfect. This is my time to see, can I set up a double drop down new show if everything went bad in the studio, could I bring it back?
Could you just bring it? Yeah, could you bring it? Well, it's almost if one whole system went down, you'd be well, we're doing the show at the bar tonight.
Well, and so that's the thing is that now that I've got it, I've leaned it up. I've figured out the bare minimum that you can do, and I'm using an ATEM. If you've never heard of an ATEM, it's actually kind of considered a studio switcher. But here's something that I found out. I've been researching the crap out of it, and when I went and looked online, I had fallen in and figured it out without ever all the videos were exactly how I figured it out.
Oh,
and so it felt I was like, I did the thing. Like, I could be teaching this because I figured it
Amazing.
out.
Amazing. And if you'd have been streaming it, you could have like given it to the masses, right?
So I'm at the point now where all the equipment is not in a rack. Yeah, so many videos. So I'm gonna rack this version of it. So all we'd have to do is grab a handle, and you just have to take it and put it, and then like turn on it. As long as we have internet wherever we go, because we want to start going to some other locations outside of the full studio and being able to do some like on location streams.
Well, and that even just goes to what we're going to talk about during the stream today. So we're going to be talking, AI news, of course, which you always do. We're going to be doing some stuff that people brought up at the Double Drop Down Discord. So we had some cool posts and things like that. Some interesting conversation. We're going to talk about one. And we're also going to talk about the AI board game because we Adam spent a ton of time, and then I was like, Adam spent a ton of time. Now I have to go and spend a ton of time because I was like, I can't just have Adam do all this work and then me show up like a punk. So work has been done on the 3D models and how to print them and all of the steps and instructions and everything amazing to make that awesome. And then I also worked on the instruction booklet. So we're going to have cards and stuff to show off. So that'll be cool.
I was impressed. He sent me the instructions today and I was like, oh my God, it's so good. It is so good.
For the time I could put into it, but it's also amazing just to how to use Mid-Journey and stuff to create things so quickly. You know what I found, and we'll get into this later.
Yeah, sure.
Like one just little tangent right here is, man, when you don't even care, you're just like, I'm just gonna use all this Mid-Journey. I'm just gonna do something up and do it right here. I have to do it fast. Like the thing that forces you and you have to do it fast, right? Like if this was my job that I spent 8 hours a day on, I would be like doing it and figuring out all this stuff, but like I can't. I don't have time for that, so I'm just like, I have an hour to work on these instructions tonight, and like, how fast can I quickly do this? And it's so interesting to like think about projects in that way, especially using AI.
And I think this is perfect with the board game too. Is that we wanted to go as fast as we could. It took a year. It took a year, but if you collectively put what we did together, it was, I would say, 90% on stream.
Yeah.
I'd say this last little bit was still AI generated, but we had to kind of, the things that we didn't want to keep showing text on the screen and us like editing the text and putting it together. So the
exact rule set like sort of creation kind of like got discussed on the show, but then refined and written down and things like that off stream. But what it does makes you think like, well, wait for the 2024 project. If you like that, I feel like because now it almost feels to me like we have to be like it's a 6-month project or a yearly project, and you just go like, here's our project for the year that we are going to do, or for the 6 months, like we decided. Anyway,
and I know I love the project. So recap.
Yes.
So it's I'd say the break between the 24-hour stream and now was very needed. So that 24-hour stream was really fun.
Let's talk about
super good time.
Yes.
Yeah, just debrief on 24 hours.
Totally. So last time you saw us, we were in this room or in this area for 24 hours straight for Extra Life. It was amazing. We raised is it almost $1,200?
I think it was like $1,200. It was like a $1,200. Nice. And so we had some donations all the way through on our stretch goal on that next day. Totally. But the goal during the 24 hours, let's hit 1,000.
Yeah,
and we did it.
Which Adam, like, I set it for 500, thinking that was going to be, and Adam was like, we can get 1,000, I bet. And I was like, man, okay, maybe Adam just knows a bunch of people or something like that. But the great thing was that it feels like it came from like tons of different places in our life, right? Like friends and family and coworkers and friends of the show and people who had never seen the show but just wanted to like help out in a certain way. So it was amazing. Wait, Extra Life 15.
Nice. That's awesome, dude. That looks amazing.
Got Adam a shirt.
Oh! Nice.
So I got the 15 anniversary one, and Adam got the normal one because I was the team captain. Thank you.
Yeah. No, this looks sweet. No, and I'm glad they're different because we could both wear them and we don't look like
totally
like
twinsies.
I feel like I should put this on now.
Mike is little giving cheers in the chat.
Heck yeah. He's got the and we made that cheers.
We made that cheers on the 24-hour stream. Like we got that thing inside of Twitch and out to everyone. I would say it was a super fun experience. I mean, I won't speak for you, Adam, but I feel like I would do it again next year. Right?
I think we got to do it again.
I feel like
we got to ramp it up. Maybe we
exactly.
Like go remote, put a backpack on, and start running around.
So
it'll be a good
like
time.
we now that we know we can do it, right? Now I feel like it's only upwards from there. So I was super digging it. It was an amazing time to like go on just tangents and spend all of that time. We thought we were going to be more chill during it, but I feel like it was just a 24-hour hangout.
It was literally a 24. So the day after, my lungs.
Right?
I don't know if you felt it, but my lungs hurt.
My throat, for
was
sure.
bad.
I was like, I'm practically losing my voice.
We talked for 24 hours, so it was good. No, so throughout the truth be told, about 3 hours in, how many times did I yawn and how many times did you punch me?
That's right. Because that's where it started, and that's where it got into slaps. And man, explaining it to people after the fact was very fun.
Oh yeah.
Being like how involved everyone was, and then it like came down to the last moments, right? Like we almost didn't make it. We were at $900 and whatever dollars, leading into literally the last minutes of the entire thing, and then got like two amazing two $40 ones that put us over the top. And then everyone was like bloodthirsty for slaps.
We were in the middle of Jackbox. Everyone was loving it, but then everyone just gave up.
We had a whole crew playing Jackbox, and at some point, everyone just stopped voting and stopped doing anything inside of Jackbox, and we're just chanting for slaps in the chat.
Even in the game, it was a slap shirt.
It was like a slap shirt that was made.
I don't even. Everyone just wanted blood. So.
Yeah.
No, I'd say the whole experience is really cool. I love the idea that we had like if we didn't have the ability to get out of that room, I don't know if we would have been able to make it.
Man, it would have been tough. Like, nothing against the stools in there. I feel like they need to be how they are, right? For the right height and the right sort of like, getting us next to each other and all of that. Yeah. But man, 24 hours on that would have been tough.
No.
Even though we did a lot of standing. I feel like there was a lot of just
stretching.
Kind of like, yeah.
We kept pretty well on the schedule. I think that was pretty fun.
Totally.
We did so many various things too. We got things done. So what's funny is that the only thing
yes.
Of course
you.
The food was the best because then not only was it multiple times, we got like biscuits and gravy with full vegetarian meats.
Yes,
and then we had homemade noodles. And we had of course, what was the lunch? We had chicken. Mm-hmm. You had the cauliflower
from Buffalo
good.
Wild Wings.
I was super full. I was just like, that was the most food I've probably eaten in a long time because I usually like I'll camel with my food and then I only eat once a day.
And really? And that's it? Mm-hmm. I know. It was perfect because it was enough like a thing to look forward to, right? Where you're like, yeah, now we're gonna get to a meal part and it's gonna be delicious. Anyway, it was great. Super thank you to everyone that donated. If you are listening now
and hung out with us and supported us because it was like a group effort. I don't think we could have done it otherwise.
And like tons of people were there. There was like way more engagement and views and everything than we've ever gotten. So thank you, everyone. It was great.
Awesome. So that was a good. And the cool thing was, it didn't allow us to update or upload from Twitch the videos. Like one of them just like failed. And so we're like, all right, we're gonna have to like do it in a bunch of pieces, and then somehow I was able to get it to an exact 24-hour upload on YouTube.
There's a 24-hour. The entire 24 hours is on YouTube, which is fun.
That's an awesome piece.
We're gonna be playing with that today. That goes into the news. We're gonna talk about news. We're gonna talk about other stuff, and we're gonna get a 3D print going, right?
Because remember what happened? It was in the 24-hour print that your son was all, hey.
He was like, can you print this? Do you have any time during your 24-hour stream to print this? And we were like, no, we don't actually.
We needed, because actually the print, by the time it was done, it was still going. It took another 2 or 3 hours after we had left and everything was gone. And you spent the night. There was no way you were driving home. Totally. So you just like passed out. Yeah. I went and passed out. Yeah. And then the next day, though, hilariously, I went and spent like 7 more hours in the studio doing getting everything ready so that we could print the board game. Because I was like, I want to get the board game out before Christmas.
Right.
It's a Christmas themed board game. Yeah. We need to get there. And I think we did it, right? We're there.
I think we're like 98% of the way there. Yes. I think like we could almost even finish tonight.
I think we finish it and then we launch it within. You know what? It's a Thanksgiving like release. You will have it by Thanksgiving
for Black Friday.
Your Black Friday deal.
Your free thing. Come and get it for Black Friday. You don't know. It might go up. after Black Friday.
So Monica, I don't know if you're out there watching, but you saw the game and you were gonna download it and print it. You may be one of our first people to print the game if you do.
That would be cool.
So when I travel, there's this lady that works at one of the shops, the coffee shops that I go to when I'm up there, and she saw my glasses, of course, once, and I said, "Oh, I'm a 3D printer," and her husband 3D prints, and they 3D print.
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
so we just always have chit chat about it, and so this time I actually had the game on me, and I was like, "Hey, here's the game, here's the thing," and she's like,
"You happen to have the game on you, Adam?"
I happen to have it because we're gonna see some pictures, because Mike Azul and I actually played the game last night at a sweet place, so we're gonna talk about that.
I've heard very little about this, and I'm excited to hear more.
Well, and the thought is that we've played it, a couple times now. Mike Azul was one of our initial kind of testers of the game, which was been helpful because...
And has been amazing in the chat, giving us suggestions and directions 100%. To go.
And he gave... It was because of him that, the idea of the clock really, firmed up.
Oh, that's right.
Some of the other things. It was his first time to see the game in full colors and actually play it through.
Right, because his very first time of doing it, it was pretty jank. It was pretty prototypey.
Well, and he was like, "But now it's not this chunky old cardboard. It's actually a cool game." So we played it again. Fun, really fun.
Okay.
And I would say if there was one takeaway from yesterday, one thing we found is that you have to play and get the end game scenario.
Nice.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I was Dollywood for sure. It was rough. We're now in the new upgraded version, but the cool thing is that
we're 2 at least now. God, for God's sakes,
we're up to 2. But it was fun.
It was fun.
The thing is that it's maintained its fun almost every time, and then it's the amount of question of how to play is gotten down to a middle. There might be a little bit of things so if you play it, you go print it. What you'll find is that there might be 1 or 2 questions you have, and think
weird scenarios that will come up that we haven't 100% play tested and figured out. But I feel like that's what's kind of neat about releasing it into the community, that if you're I'm confident enough in sort of the main sort of thrust of this game that I'm going to give it to the community and be like, what if you sort of refine the edges of it and made it even better?
And I think that's where we wanted to land. Is we could spend another year playtesting, making it awesome,
and being now we're going to release it as a Kickstarter for something. I think you would need at least a year to do that probably. And I'm I'm ready to move on.
I'm ready to do the thing. I mean, in some parts of you are like, oh man, you could. We spent so much time in it. But the cool thing is we just want to give it out for free.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be some crazy person that goes and steals it, prints it out and starts to sell it online.
So, hey, whatever.
I guess.
I guess, is there because actually I don't necessarily want that to happen.
Yeah.
Is there what is it? Is it Creative Commons or something like that? Is that what
we can release
license?
It there, but I mean, you can't stop it sometimes if somebody wanted to go out there and try to do some
stuff. And they would, I would assume they would be changing it some.
Not usually. Sometimes I've seen it. They just go out there and do that. Wish that contact but if they printed it and then people are playing it, as long as I guess people get it.
Totally. I mean, to us, it was always the thing was the show and having something exciting to work on and building towards something and sharing it with you all and doing a collaborative thing with the constraints and constructs of this new kind of AI tools that we can use. So in that sense, we've already finished now it can be released and just whatever it happens to it. If it blows up and tons of people are playing it and doing a thing, I feel like that's better than no one ever downloading it or doing anything, right?
So we're going to put it on printables. And I was thinking, I don't know, maybe Thingiverse? I don't know, possibly. Printables for sure, so the proof's the site. But I think that's great. So what's on store for the show tonight? We get this. I think this is a good starting place. We can talk the show down. We can get everything ready to go. So we got some 3D prints that are coming up. We got to get that little water pistol done for your son. So we're gonna go in and get that sucker going. I'm glad that that I didn't do what I was about to do. I was about to take my 3D printer apart.
Oh man!
It's at the point that I need to redo it and kind of tune and refix and change the nozzle.
I thought we were in. There's no Black Friday 3D printers. You're planning on snatching
you know
up?
What? That just made me think. So I have another friend of the show that has that bamboo multicolor printer,
Huh.
and they are willing to step in and like show it off in the show, put it in the Discord. So we're gonna see some more from that. They've been playing with it and doing some parts with it. So have
they had it long enough to like give an opinion about it?
So they thought it was amazing, and that it's like it has a proprietary kind of like thing to do multicolors, but it works. So we're going to be playing with the bamboo a little bit. They had a Creality before, which that's what we have, and
nice.
So we'll be able to change it to that.
They have a right comparison, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna get that going. We'll check out a bamboo. So if I get another one and put it up there, that's gonna take a lot of effort to get cameras back on there and all the other parts and pieces. So that'll be fun to do. So then, okay, we get
you're like not even saying it as if it was a tag. You're like, that'll be fun to do.
It is a lot.
I would be like, oh, we'd have to put in all the new cameras. Forget it.
Honestly, I don't know if I could because it's in an enclosure now, and so I'm gonna have to figure out how to like wire stuff. But
just like, can you remove the outside pieces?
That's the
like
fun part.
Yeah,
go tinker the hell away,
and then build a new outside cage for it that you 3D printed.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna run this one. We're just gonna keep going with it and see what we can do with it because I think it's in a good spot. So, well, with that, do you want us to go in and we could review the rest of the show? So. We haven't really figured out our transitions yet to this other room, but we're going in the studio.
For 3D print.
She can't wait for the tinkering. All right, it's like your cups, babe. That's what it's about. So, all right, let's go ahead into the studio and get things going. Yeah, we muted that applause track needed. Can you hear us on this end? Did we do a transition well? That's the question.
I'm sure it wasn't well.
Yeah, well, we just walked in here. You got to see that. You still had the original thing, so should be able to hear us. I don't know if you got yours on. So.
I do.
Look at that. Transition into the studio. We need like a little walk cam that goes.
Yeah, or I like that. Like Mike Azul was saying, like where's the like applause as we and then the band starts up a little and they play a little tune and gets everybody hype.
So first thing is transition was rough. We got you. We'll have to figure that out. So we did learn last time that the mics were a little like low, but. You should be hearing us pretty decent. Hopefully it sounds a little bit better.
Definitely let us know if this is like, if you have to turn it up really loud to hear us or anything like that.
And we're pretty loud ourselves, but we should be able to
I'm pretty loud. I'm pretty loud in the headphones, but I'm fine.
Yeah, it's all good. So
what else am I listening to?
Yeah, I know that's true. You don't want to listen to me all up in your ear.
No, God.
All right. So we're going to go and 3D print something right now. That's what we're looking to do, right?
I bought a 3D model to print. My son saw a YouTube short that had a 3D printed squirt gun that uses syringes. So you buy, like, you get an empty syringe here, and then you 3D print sort of like a handle onto it that then you like hold onto it like that, and then you fill this up with water, and then you're like pew, and you
and how was that again?
Pew pew, and then I totally messed it up and didn't even push in the thing. Anyway,
it makes a little clicky noise. That's great.
So he was excited about it. He was like, "Dang, that thing seems neat. I think I would play with that. If Adam could print that would be awesome." Two problems happened. The entirety of the 24-hour stream got taken out by AI board game, and I couldn't. Adam looked for it. I looked for it, trying to find that one for free, but nope. It was only at one place that charged $2, and I was like, "Hey, that's fine. Here's your $2." And now we have this cool 3D
and this
model.
guy made it took him a year to make this model on a stream.
On a stream, follow him on squirtgun.twitch.tv.
Squirt drop down.
Squirt drop. That's a different Twitch channel.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
All right, so
incognito browser.
Yeah, that's not good. All right, so look at we can see our backsides on there. Ooh, it's a little rough right now. It's been a minute. It's like it's been way more than 24 hours since we've been on the stream. So we got to bring in some of our models. So let's check out this squirt gun right now.
Yeah, all I did was, this is the downloadable file that they gave me at the checkout page.
It's a Wasser pistol clip and a Wasser pistol griff.
Griff.
Okay, we're
Who
bringing
knows?
both these in. Let's see how this is gonna look. Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
not
there
too
you
bad.
go. And like
Man.
one fits onto the top.
Yeah.
And if you want to Google this, and like I think he has like a whole bunch of measurements all over it. There's like pictures of him with like calipers showing like here's this part.
Do we need to measure this?
I don't have any idea. I assume not. Like right?
I'm
like
gonna assume not. Now this is generally okay. It seems like it's gonna fit pretty good.
Yeah.
So we won't need any supports on any parts. We should be able to just print it and go. Now the question is, what kind of settings are we gonna do? So let's look at our process settings here. Like,
I mean, it'd be cool if it could end before the end of the show.
That's
but
zero. That's
no,
100% not. Like when
Okay.
I saw the size, I was
Okay.
like, ain't
no.
gonna happen.
All right.
So let's see here. I'm gonna go to 20% infill. It might reduce it a little bit, but let's see. How long do you think this is gonna take?
Oh well, now with you saying that, I'm gonna say 4 hours.
Oh my goodness, I'm thinking it's gonna be 6 hours, 7
Oh,
hours,
7 hours.
7 hours.
All right.
So let's do a little.
Sorry, little Weston. Next time you can have it for your after Thanksgiving present.
Let's see here. I mean, it's gonna.
Well, and if you're gonna do it, I mean, like, is it gonna be too wimpy with only a 20% infill?
20 is gonna be really decent. Like
Okay.
if you did it anymore, it would be this heavy, solid
Right.
thing. Actually, feel this. Okay, so here's a little
Charmander.
Charmander, and it was funny because I printed this one without supports.
Hey,
Those
nice.
wings, like how did it print those wings without supports? They printed over nothing, and that's anyways. Tell me how heavy that feels.
Yeah, I mean, it feels substantial.
Charizard, you dorks. Sub disturbed.
You're
All right.
disturbed.
So we're gonna go and get this guy printed out. I think I got a thing in there. All right, let's save it to the card.
Okay.
And there we go. We're gonna call this the Wasserpistole. Why is it called that?
I don't know. Is that the guy's last name?
I mean, it looks like it's saying water pistol without actually saying
With
it.
with being
is
silly.
it? You know what? It could be a different language, and here we are, like
that's right.
being dumbasses about
Yeah,
it.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
All right.
It's like German or something, and we're like, this guy can't even spell.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, so Wasserpistole Griff Pisole. All right, we're gonna save that guy. I'm gonna go get this thing started on the back, and we gotta let it save to the thing.
Oh,
So
let me see. If I got a color
Oh, yeah, we
request,
gotta
would
pick
you
a
be
color,
would you
yeah.
be able to
depends
accommodate
on the
it?
color. Hot pink. Yep, we got that.
Nope, he didn't write back. So, what color do you have in there right now?
None.
Okay.
We can load any
What-
color. Which is the color that would be cool for? So chat, help us out. All colors.
What about that purple and like crazy one that Mike Azula gave us?
Not Mike Azul did not. That was Talon.
Oh, that was Talon. Okay.
We could do that when it's not Pet G though. That's the only thing. So
It's got to like hold together real well for a kid playing
Yeah.
with it. You know, whatever does
it's
that.
not like you can't just print another one out if we.
Yeah,
needed
but
to.
you know, I don't want to put just a whole bunch of plastic in the world for no reason.
What's his favorite color?
I don't know.
You don't know your son's favorite color?
I mean,
My son's red and blue. That's
red, white, and blue. He's American, Ryan.
All right. So I mean, black is the typical color that
Sure,
you go
do
for.
black.
You
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
go to a black? That seems like we shouldn't do it.
You should make a gun out of black.
we
It
should
should
make
be
it a
like
color.
some kind of fun color. Well, what colors
So we
are
got
there?
reds, we got yellows. I mean, all the colors that we put in the
All the colors of the
things.
rainbow.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Let me go check over here. I'm gonna say some colors. You tell
Clear. Is there like
me. Got a clear.
what's a weird one? What's
got
one would you
purple.
never use? Purple would be good.
I got a purple. I got a light gray.
Light gray seems lame.
I got a
Yellow, stealth mouse.
orange. A yellow.
Orange could be good. That seems like Nerf style, right? Almost.
Let's do orange.
All right, let's do orange.
Orange would be it would be like this kind of orange.
Oh yeah, I think that's good.
You like that one?
Yeah, and then like imagine that around this. That would be cool. Like sort of orange, yellow, and black. That's freaking double drop down colors
Hell
right
yeah,
there.
it's gotta be orange.
Dude, we should be using more orange.
What did you just say? And you insulted Michael. No. I think we have enough. It looks like we have enough of the orange.
It's like light gray. Light gray is fine. Hey, look, I'm wearing gray and black and gray pants and black and white shoes. Like, you know, it's just, you know, you gotta have that accent that goes with it. I feel like we should print everything in orange on this channel.
The challenge with this orange is that it was one of my first colors that I ever bought. Now let's listen to the fun startup of our printer.
Oh, is this does it go bad?
Yeah. So it's there's a word. I want to say hydrophobic, but that's not the right word. Hydra something, to where it can dry out or get more liquid in it and can get bad. And so any case, this one.
I mean, it would dry out in Colorado.
No, it gets wet. You have to dry it out. It absorbs. It's there's a word for it. It's like hydra something. Because hydra means water.
Hydrophobic would mean like you don't like water.
Right.
So what would be the opposite of hydrophobic?
And I know it's hydra something, but it's not that. So I put my little baby Stream Deck over here, by the way. So
oh yeah,
we can just use it. Only just controls the 3D printer over here. So I could go back to the front cam and then like look at little 3D printer stuff on this side. So what I'm gonna do? Oh, that thing always screws up. is I'm gonna get this guy set up, and then we're gonna get printing, and then we're gonna go in. What's the next thing that we had on the agenda, Ryan?
Well, I know that we're going to start Weston's print, and then we were going to do some news. There's some news stuff. Like we want to do some community news because there was a big open AI developer summit, and they announced a bunch of cool things, but that's going to lead into what we're going to do hands-on stuff for. So I wanted to talk about a couple things beforehand, which was just like a couple news things like Humane. I don't know if you've heard about that. They had this AI pin that they launched. It was kind of their thing they think is going to replace the cell phone in the age of AI. So we'll see. We'll take a look at that.
It's called the what?
It's called Humane's Pin. I can't remember. I can't remember what the actual. I don't know if it's just the pin. A pin. I don't know if it has a name. I don't. We'll see. Right. We'll see. Then there's also just more AI, like interesting ways to build and create things with AI. There's a company called Olympia that is doing trained GPTs around what you would need as a single startup person. What kind of help would you need? Oh, you would need help from a marketing AI? Let's talk to George, the marketing AI, and get him to collaborate with Judy, the sales AI. And so it's trying to like build you a team of AIs. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
It seems kind of like it's going to they took our jobs.
Yeah. Oh, well, of course, all this, right? Like there's nothing here where it's not taking jobs or taking over things, but you hope that like, hey, if it's slow enough, right? If the ramp up is slow enough, hey, you know what I'm noticing? There's a lot of little rejected green players there off to the left-hand side of the printer. Do you see these right?
Oh yeah, these guys here.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you call that out, because there was one time that I had to swap things really quick, and I like scraped them off, and they flew right there, and those are naturally landed there, and I was like, that looks sweet. I'm gonna leave it there. And so the fact that you're even seeing it is awesome.
The idea that Adam would sweep something off of a table and leave it there for anything other than aesthetic reasons, like no one's surprised by that. Yeah. So anyway, like all of that stuff is just kind of like the less or the way that AI is getting used now that we all sort of have access to it and create our own GPTs and everything. We're going to play a little bit with that when we talk about what OpenAI has released over the last couple of weeks. I've been playing with it. We're going to do some fun hands-on things. And then for the final part, I feel like we're going to talk about the AI board game and sort of do hands-on with that too.
I'm excited about it. And when you talk about AI board,
Jackbox at the end.
Oh yeah, if you stick around, let's get some Jackbox.
Jackbox. I feel like we played Jackbox on the 24-hour stream, and it was fun AF. So we are playing that at the end of this. Maybe we'll do some TKO. We'll do some Quiplash. Like fun way to end the show. Look and see. Notice how my box is bigger than yours, Adam.
Oh, Yeah.
If I had a nickel.
That's right, but mine's thicker.
Fair enough.
So just to show you, this is. I got your parts printed, man.
Woo!
Look, you actually have one of the cleaner clock parts.
Hell yeah, I do.
One of the things is I think it came with the extra lines in here.
Oh.
So when we played this, like, look how nice that just goes around.
Smooth.
It's so smooth.
It's awesome.
And so the last things that you didn't get
Yeah.
were the guys.
Oh
So
yeah,
you got your
I like our
people.
character.
And I did print you another little sleigh.
Totally. I had a sleigh, but I needed the latest updated
One of those
version.
latest, and then
Yeah. Oh, stealth mask. You're like, what the gibber? That's what I feel like we need like a little cheer or something like, what the gibber? Let's remember that. Let's remember
we will
that.
add gibber.
Yeah,
So
like, yeah.
your parts have now been coming
Awesome.
together. I just
Okay,
wanted to say
like-
you're getting that. Now
Okay,
your kit is complete.
My kit, my 3D printed kit is all together. Nice.
Show the clock parts on TikTok. Yeah, that would be a good idea. So we're gonna let this thing start up. We're gonna come back over to the front end and we're gonna figure this all out. So
It's amazing to see how far the board game has come. It's fun.
I
I
love
enjoy
it.
that.
And it's fun as heck.
Oh man. Ugh.
All right, so what is this thing that we were gonna take a peek at? There was so Mike Azul's the one that I think put it in the chat, right, in the Discord.
Is this Humane's pin, or are we doing?
Are we gonna go that one first?
I feel like we have to do those because the OpenAI stuff is the most important news article, and we'll sort of speed through these. I feel like, and then because the OpenAI stuff's gonna do us for doing hands-on.
Okay, let's get this going.
Yeah, is the 3D printer? Do we need to switch over to that?
It's got to take its warm up time. So we're gonna do the humane pin. Is that what we're looking at?
Humane pin.
Man, there's so many videos here. We got to keep this up. So if you want to follow along, and we'll chuck it in the chat just so you have it there. So this is the video we're gonna take a peek at.
Yeah.
But I mean, can we watch these videos? I mean, we're gonna get like
Totally.
All right, whatever. We're going in. We're going in for the videos.
I mean, if they start playing Led Zeppelin songs, we'll mute it.
Okay, fair enough. So
So
do we need to listen to this? Or
I don't think so. I think we should scrub through this. Okay, so what do you know about any of this?
I know that guy is holding
A thing.
up an AI pin.
Right?
This is the AI pin. Let's do their voiceover.
Yeah. I'll do her and you can do him.
God, this guy doesn't. It looks like a pager.
It does
It's
kind of
a
look like a
terrible
pager.
Should we be listening though? Really?
No.
Okay.
No. I feel like we should intuit what this is. So I've read a little bit about this.
Okay.
What this is this is like a pendant that you wear around you, and it records audio all the time, and so it's constantly recording.
It seems kind of creepy.
Yes, and so then if it so let's say it recognizes a new person in your life, you
Okay.
walk up to them.
Yeah.
It's gonna say, I'm recording you for the first time. Like,
Out loud?
I think. And then it goes like, I need your verbal consent to, because people obviously said
There it
this.
is.
They were like,
Ah.
yeah. And so what this is supposed to be is this is the replacement for the cell phone. This is like the replacement for the smartphone, right?
Yeah.
That they're thinking is going to be what happens when you have AI. And what they're thinking is you don't want to be distracted by your phone all the time. Like, this is going to be the extra thing. And what it's going to do is going to be recording all the time, and then it's going to remember all that stuff. And so then when I re-meet Adam, like, maybe it tells me things or does stuff.
Did you see what it was called? A personic speaker.
Personic speaker. Yep. I mean,
So
they're
I'm-
just making up trademarkable shit.
It could probably be actually a real thing. We're not that smart, but
No.
all right.
It's
So keep
100%
going. I
it's
cut you
not.
off. You're keep moving.
Well, and so like I think what it does now is it's super limited. It like you can tell it to save things. Like it's almost basically just like you had your
it
phone.
has holograms that go in front of it.
Yeah. It doesn't have any of that stuff. But like, for the most part, it's sort of just think about something that was like recording all the time. A trust light that's showing, I don't like that. What is that doing? That's saying like, okay, I'm not recording you right now. I feel like Because if you say, because let's say somebody walked up to you and they go, oh, hey, this is the first time I'm having this thing. Do you mind if it just like records everything that we talk about? And you go, fuck no. Then it says, okay. And it blinks that little light and goes, okay, when I'm around Adam, I just like don't record.
No, it's like when I'm out around Adam, I'm going to make sure it says red so it doesn't think I'm recording him.
I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, okay, when you're around Adam, you record that stuff because that guy is crazy. And you just blink red. Just blink red. And it's going to be like, yes, sir. Anyway, and then what it's supposed to do is then project onto your hand pertinent information. And so that you hold it up and then you do gestures to like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I assume he'll be doing these ridiculous gestures.
Should we scrub to that part?
Yeah. Like maybe.
Well, it's right here. It's coming up.
Here.
He's getting.
So
ready
he's
for
like, so he's recording his own things, right? And it's probably being like, do you want to text Dave back? And then, yeah, I get like, so it's playing music now, I assume. And you're pausing and changing it, like the gesture stuff. Anyway, so I read a New York Times article that was reviewing this, and it was basically saying like, hey, it's interesting. It's janky though, right? It feels like first generation stuff of this. So
I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Totally,
They're trying new things. It looks interesting.
100%. I am totally on board with all of that stuff. Like, I don't know if this is the thing. I don't think this is what is going to replace
it is like a
the cell phone.
communicator. I saw Disturbed talk about that.
Yeah, you're like, bridge. Can I get the bridge?
Bloop, bloop.
Yes. Engineering. Yes.
You have to have that sweet jacket at first because I didn't see his on his like shirt. You have to have a crazy collared leather jacket.
They're gonna create T-shirts, right? Or like jackets that have.
No, you're gonna install it. This is the first part of the Matrix where it's like you connects in so that it can like battery power itself off of you.
Oh wait, is our 3D printer going?
I think it is. So we go and make sure that this thing's gonna do its thing. I think we will. Let's pass. Let me check my humane to see if we're good. Oh, yeah, we're ready to go.
We're good. Click. Continue. I don't know. Whoa. We just went blank. Okay, then we're back. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd be interested to hear from the chat if anyone feels like any of this, because here's the problem. Here's the problem with replacing a smartphone. The smartphone sort of gets to the main thing of what I want, which is pictures and video and audio in a handheld thing that goes into my pocket and connects to the internet. Like, it seems pretty hard. Like, they talk about it in a way that says, oh, we're going to like break you of your cell phone habit.
And create a new one.
And create a brand new one, I guess. But I don't know. It feels like
So the contact lens thing that you're saying in the chat there is they do have some version of that. One of the challenges they were finding is that when you closed your eyes, you couldn't turn it off. Because you would close your eye and it would still be there and you'd see it.
What? How would that be?
Because it would have to have some sort of light source or some kind of way that it would show the thing. So when you would close it, people were tripping out because they couldn't like get away from it.
I can't get away from it.
And then if you were blinking all the time, it would shut it on and off, and that's why they were saying it was a problem.
Okay, yeah, but you're right. Like, I feel like it needs to be less intrusive than that. Or, I mean, I do think the future of all of this is that there is some kind of AI that is constantly listening into every conversation that you have, and then that's the only way it can provide context to anything, right? Like, that's what AI can't do right now, is provide context. And the reason that it can't provide context is because it's not in all the meetings you're in. It doesn't have all of the background documents and everything that you've been doing. And so if you want a fully AI helping assistant that isn't just a glorified Siri, it has to like know more about your entire like daily life. And the only way to do that is if it's constantly recording and that's where I always say this ends with your own personal AI that is trained on you, that is really expensive because it's not hooked up to anything else, because there's going to be that trust factor, right? And somebody is going to say, how I deal with this trust factor is creating something that isn't, ad driven, that is just gets paid in a certain way, like your mortgage.
Yeah, and like this one is just gonna do it's constantly on, and constantly pulling things and always looking at different pieces of it.
Yep.
So we're watching it off as we watch our first layers here. You got a lot of options today.
You got a lot of
on
options.
The Hangout.
You can watch the first layer. Well, okay. So Deserve says, "Lol, isn't ad driven. Good luck with that." And I feel like the internet came up because it was very ad driven, right? Like it got into the posture of like everything on the internet should be free. And then so when everything went onto the internet, we went, well, the expectation is everything is still free. So the only way you can make everything still free is by having it full of ads. And if the problem with that is like we found out that is just we need to know more and more about you. So these companies are just stealing all of that.
Well,
and
taking it
right?
and then selling it and then maximizing it and making it terrible.
And forcing you to be on the platform more so that they can learn more about you, right? And feed you more ads. And so I feel like maybe there might be when generation, Z comes up and they start making decisions on things, that I'm hoping that maybe they go, man, the trust factor there can never be there if it's ad based.
Wait.
He's like holding up a thing of nuts to the camera and being like, how many calories are these in these nuts?
Half cup of protein. I can see some really bad input. It's like it's all the good things they're showing, and I'm like, every single time they have something that's
you're gonna
good,
be like, and it's gonna be like, I don't know. No, hold it slightly more to this. Up half a cup of peanuts. And you're like, no, they're almonds.
You had to turn off all of my ad blocking to watch us. Oh no.
Oh no. See, that's a problem. Like Twitch won't even allow you to turn that off. They're like, oh, do you want to be affiliate? And do you want like all of these cool things and allow people to interact in that way? Guess what? We're getting our cut. Sorry about that.
Oh, are those the pictures that they took? I mean, I like this idea. Video capture coming soon. Burning your hands coming soon. Burning yourself. This is what we talked about before, though. Personal little AI.
Yep.
Coming hanging out with you.
Personal AI. Just me and them.
But we're not going to make decisions. Where should we go grab dinner tonight? Here's some recommendations.
I mean, it's just like your phone,
Very
right?
sushi.
Is it talking just out loud to him? Because that seems annoying as everything for people around you.
I mean, their ads are really pushing this. Like, it is not as cool as what I'm seeing here.
No. It's always going to be one of those things that, like, this sizzle reel is always going to be 10,000 times cooler than what it actually ends up.
Wait. There's a movie where my hands gets animated and tax idle hands. Oh yeah. All right. So
anyway, we can move on from this one.
Humane AI. And when is it? Is this available? What's the thing?
Next year, I think.
Oh, okay.
Early next year.
All right.
Fun little accessories.
Oh, let's see these accessories.
Little clippy.
You're like, you could get this clip for $1,000.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't talked about
It's
it. I don't know how much it
shiny.
is. How much can we Google how much it is? Or fast forward, just like scrub through it.
Is this an ad for it?
This is a 10-minute. This is their 10-minute like showing it off to the world.
$34.
No way. I bet it's. How much do you think it is?
$34.95.
$35, huh?
$35 AI, baby.
I bet. Yeah. I bet it's
$24 a month. It's a subscription.
No, yeah, you have to subscribe to their service too. I bet it's $1,000 and it costs $24.
I bet you they don't. They subsidize it to get it in the market, and it's $24 a month for the early adopters.
But it costs what?
To actually make it?
No, to purchase it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they do. I think you get it.
Oh, you just get it for free?
But you sign a contract. It's like a cell phone, right?
Oh, no. I bet it's too expensive for that. I bet.
2G. You think $2,000, $24.99? All right, we're getting it. We're sponsored by Humani. Humani!
They didn't even say.
It said $34 a month.
No, it said $24
a month.
But it didn't say how much it actually costs for like the actual
I
thing.
don't think it's gonna cost anything. That's the thing.
You gotta Google it now.
All right, let's get into some.
Because we gotta know. We have bets laid on the table here.
What was about the? You think it's gonna have a cost already at this point in life?
Yeah, they're not just gonna give. Can I walk in and buy 10 of them then? Well, I guess you're saying if you have to buy a contract,
it's based on
you have to
your
get a contract.
subscription.
No way. I bet it's hella money.
All right, let's see here.
No. Just Google it.
That's what I am.
Oh, okay.
Hugh. Oh wait, you can you can go to Hugh Ma Ni. I know everybody can't see this, so let's go over to the screen.
Is that what it was?
Oh, I spelled Humani wrong.
Haumani. It sounds like Polynesian.
Was it Hugh Ma Ni?
I don't know.
There it is.
Okay.
$6.99.
$700. $700.
Can we order one? Let's order one right now.
Okay.
Put your credit card in the chat, please.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Wait. What's the difference here? Why is that one $100 more? Super matte black, high gloss booster.
I don't know.
Polished chrome. All right, let's see here. What other things? Let's see
Maybe
if we can buy
like-
it. I would buy this one. I'm gonna get this one. All right, got it in my bag. What kind of accessories can I get? Is that it? Oh, here's accessories.
Got a little
some
telephoto
shields.
lens.
Oh
little
man,
colored face plates.
look how cute that
charging case. Super cute.
Humami. Oh man, this
$30
USB-C adapter.
$30.
Let's get me one of them. We need another one of them. All right. What else we got? Oh, you can't even see that probably. All right. We got to get the shields. Wait, let's get the latch. What's the latch? It's ultra lightweight and low profile latch allows you to attach your AI pin.
Man.
Okay,
I see.
Get one of those.
Of course.
We might need two of those.
Two of those.
Get
Yeah.
one of those.
Because I'm gonna lose it.
All right.
Man, could you imagine losing that thing?
Yeah.
It's so tiny for $800.
$24 a month. Yeah, it's $700, but then
It's a holster.
it was it's $6.99 or $7.99. Oh, wait, the hell? A light compact charge case comes with a protective chrome finish. Okay, might need two of those, just in case. Lose my first one. All right, where are we at?
You're gonna like drop $1,000 on this thing.
Where are we at right
basically.
now? Subtotal. Wait, what? Did I not get the thing?
Yeah, I don't even think you actually put. You got all accessories.
Oh, I thought I got this.
$800. Well, it's $700. You want that like black finish garbage
Added to the bag.
Nice.
All right, we got it. Let's check out. What? Limited to $800 per order. Adjust your
You
order.
can't even get. They don't even allow you to get these. That's weird. Why would they do that? Is it because they don't want somebody being like, "I will take 14 of them, please"?
No, you know what it could. Oh, it could be, but you know what else it could be? Is it could be that, or could be international. Like you can't ship certain things internationally at a certain price. All right, so what are we dropping? Because
everything. You're gonna drop everything except for the actual thing.
Oh yeah, you're right. What the hell? Plus the shipping. Oh no, it's gonna allow me to check out now. All right, let's get it.
Just perfect.
All right, I'm putting it on this other screen. I'm buying it right now.
No, you're not.
You want me? I'm serious. We should buy it. Why would we not want to buy it?
That's when the Patreon, when we get our awesome Patreon. That's when
We got to do that. We got to do our
yeah, you're
review.
like, here comes Adam's wife
like, no.
being like, you can't buy an $800 janky AI pen on the stream because you think it would be funny.
It would be
Oh yeah,
awesome.
we need the stealth mouse. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
funky
true. I
gadget.
know, right?
yeah, that's all right. I will not buy that, babe.
Yeah.
For sure.
Aha.
I'm in.
I'm watching the stream.
I'm
I
right
can
here
see you
spying on you.
And you get real-time feedback.
You're like,
Oh, man.
you're spending that on me, and we're going some nice
You're like,
dinners?
I want that trip to Denver. Okay. I think that's cool. What are we moving on to? What's the next one?
All right, next up on the
Next
stream, I know that was we vamped on that one. That was fun, actually. I really
was
enjoyed
good.
that. That was
Yeah.
it's interesting to think because when did you know about? Did you want the smartphone when it came out? Did you want something like that? So
I feel like kind of,
because
right?
do
Because you
people
would
want
know.
this? Like, what did this come from? Versus like a smartphone. Remember, you'd have a regular phone, and then you would have a radio, or you'd have a
Yeah.
handheld little TV, and you'd have all these things, and then you would always be like, how cool would it be if all of them were together? This is like, I don't see this be anywhere. Like it seems like, oh,
No.
here's a cool pin.
Yeah.
It's on Star Trek.
Here's what it's trying to do. It's trying to get to the thing of just an AI assistant that you talk to and hears everything around you, right? Like, I feel like that is the short pitch for this, because that's what you want, right? I want the Cortana that knows everything, has the entire internet in the back of her brain, but then also has the minutia of the conversations that I'm in too, right? And that's what it's trying to do, but you know, it's a lame pin that records things and just sort of sounds like a weak version of Google, you know,
Well,
like Now or whatever.
It's like these cameras that the law enforcement wear.
Right,
It's
exactly.
kind of, that's actually what it is, right?
Totally, yeah. And
Man.
but then with ChatGPT crammed into
And
it.
then the other thing, it's like, it's not going to get rid of your phone. You're just going to have now an augment to your phone. You're
Yeah.
like, I need my sweet AI,
Totally, like,
my cool watch.
I'm not
my
browsing
phone.
New York Times on this, right? Like,
Maybe.
you know. Yeah, like I'm gonna have it read it out to me, or I'm gonna have it printed in green holographic whatever onto my hand. No.
I don't think it is.
No.
All right, so we're going to talk about the Olympia.
Yeah, I mean, we could do this one quick.
All right, we're doing
So basically, this is just another tool that is coming out, and I think is interesting around, like, we should mute it for sure. Like, again, it's just something that says, hey, here's ways that we can use AI to help you. And what this is like, let's say they literally pitch it to solo entrepreneurs or people who are by themselves and need a team. And what this says is like, we're going to build a bunch of chatbots that are trained on all the different things that you would need to start a startup, and you just use them, right? So you go to the marketing chatbot and you say, oh man, I think we need videos around this. And they go, great. What kind of video? What do you think the purpose would be? What do you think like the audience would be? And it just asks you questions, and then you could be like, great, I think we need to script it out. And she'd be like, oh, let's talk with the writer chatbot, you know, and I'm going to push you over to the writer chatbot to figure out the script. And then it goes over to the writer, and then you talk to the writer, and they have their own personality. It's supposed to be like mimicking a team for you.
I have no friends. I have no things. Can you build me like a whole...
And it would be like, great, let's do that, Adam.
Oh man, I love how it's all like Chat GPT / Dolly pictures and this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Totally. And
it seems so bad. Like everyone's gonna have their own teams. And what are you
Yeah.
doing at this point? I don't know about this.
what what is your thing about, because I'm sure it sucks right now, right? Like, I'm sure you're just getting generic information from each one of those. They're not helping you build anything really, right? You're still
It
having
just makes
to do
you
it
feel
a lot.
active. You got your indie team that's
You
gonna
got
move
your
through.
you got your team.
It's because
Like, but and imagine in 5 years when it's amazing, right? And then you're like, oh, okay, it's a whole little team that I'm doing and working with.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not buying on that
Yeah.
one. I mean, the little device that was there was cool. I mean, they didn't see anything in that video that we just watched that made me like excited. It looked like Dolly, and you just got a little bit of assistants that are saying, hey, use the tone of this, and you're the marketer guy.
Totally.
Cool, there you go.
Yeah, and being, well, just knowing.
you're like, hey, team meeting, and they're all together,
Yeah.
and they're like, hey, you know what, our leader sucks, we should fire his ass.
You're like, that'll be the RPG style of it, you know, the game
You're
version
like,
of it.
my assistants fired me, and then they became a multi-billion-dollar company.
You're like, the only thing they needed to really take off was firing me, the human.
The chairman. No, I like that one.
Okay, so do we want to do
Community discussion.
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Azul brought
Mike
this
Azul
next one
brought
up.
this up. Like, this was amazing. We probably, you know, like, this is the thing that I was interested in. I didn't watch this live. OpenAI, who's the creator of DALL-E and ChatGPT, had their big, like, developers conference this last, you know, a week or so ago. And they announced a bunch of interesting things and talked about, you know, the way people can use this.
Oh, we're turning the audio off on. Are
Well, I don't know.
Do we want to listen to
haven't-
audio? Maybe we need to.
I think maybe we might need to for this one.
All right. Let's see. Let's go.
And then we could just do an okay stop.
I thought in the picture he was an AI.
It kind of, you know.
For many of you and what you want to do.
Is this Sam?
GPT-4 Turbo
Sam
supports
Altman.
up to 128,000 tokens of context. We're also updating the
I don't know
knowledge
what that
cutoff.
means.
We are just as annoyed as all of you, probably more, that GPT-4's knowledge about the world ended in 2021. We will try to never let it get that out of date again. GPT-4
He looks
Turbo
totally
has knowledge
AI
about the world
generated,
in
right?
April
He
of 2023,
Maybe that's the thing. He
and we will
is.
continue to improve that over time.
So
with our new
now it's
access
updated
feature,
to
You'll be able to generate
April.
incredibly natural sounding audio from text in the API with 6
Oops.
preset voices to choose from.
Forgot.
yeah.
Play an example.
So we could play some of these if
Did
we
you know
want.
that Alexander Graham Bell, the eminent inventor, was enchanted
Hold on a
by
sec.
the world of sounds?
So today we're launching a new program called Custom Models. With custom models, our researchers will work closely with a company to help them make a great custom model, especially for them.
I have some comments on this.
128
We're doubling the
tokens, K
per minute
tokens versus
for all
AK
of our
tokens.
established GPT-4 customers so that it's easier to do more.
Perp.
And you'll be able to request changes to further rate limits and quotas directly in your API account settings.
Yeah,
So
see, I
we're
don't know.
introducing Copyright Shield. Copyright Shield means that we will step in and defend our customers and pay the costs incurred if you face legal claims around copyright infringement. And this
Didn't
applies both
Elon
to
Musk
ChatGPT
claim
Enterprise
this?
and the API.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I'm super
That he
excited
would
to
also do
announce
that.
we worked really hard on this, and
On
GPT-4
Twitter or
Turbo,
something.
a better model, is considerably cheaper than GPT-4
Yeah,
by a factor of 3x for prompt tokens
Wait, what?
yeah.
and 2x for completion tokens starting today. GPTs are tailored
Okay,
versions
the
of
amount of text and
ChatGPT,
context you remember in the
for
course of
specific
God,
tasks.
that is just going to
You can build
improve,
a
and that's
GPT,
where you get
a customized
her.
version of ChatGPT
Well,
for
here's
almost
one
anything.
thing too. So
like Sir's like, what the?
yeah, welcome to the future where nothing makes sense anymore because it's all about tokens and like amount. So the thing with Chat GPT, and I have a very cursory knowledge of this, so I don't feel like yeah, we were kind of talking over him anyway.
That's
H.E.
true.
Higley. He was basically saying the chatbot itself right now, if you were to ask it something, it would output a certain amount of text before it could not remember what it had said after a certain long length of chat. So it has a very specific memory size, if you will. And so what we're saying is it's going to increase that memory size. You're going to be able to adjust the memory size. You can kind of pay for more as you need it, but then you can scale it as you don't. So
Yeah.
essentially what it was. Yeah, more input, better output.
Totally.
And so the if you don't know what Chat GPT-4 or GPT-3, if you don't know what those numbers mean, and like I said, this is a cursory knowledge. Do you know what those mean?
I just assumed like versions of the software, right?
So it's versions, but it's also how much training data that they were using. And so why is ChatGPT 4 so much better? Because it was like on the scale of like trillions of data versus
Right.
like billions or millions. So it was like
Yeah.
it was exponential in scale on how much it was trained on to be able to do that. And so as we were waiting for 4 to come out, it's because it's been training.
Right.
And then getting, better at what it does. And so when it starts to get bigger, it just has much more training data to be able to give a different kind of perspective on what you're seeing. So that's a simplified version of what that means. And so apparently we're going towards that. And then I also does multimodal pieces. Yeah, GPT-4 8K tokens, for Turbo 32K tokens. That is crazy.
Nice. So one of the interesting things that came out of this to me was that there was stuff that you could play with right now as soon as he talked about this. And that was in the playground, and it was one of those things that
We can do some playground
we
stuff?
could totally do some playground things. Because what it did is it allows you to build your own assistants. And so what that means is like there's a couple different, actually, if you want to go to the actual wherever the Trello board was for that, I have some of the like bullet points and so just some of the things they announced.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it.
And so we talked about the GPT-4 Turbo, right? Like, which is just like faster and better and cheaper and all of that kind of stuff. And then I haven't heard of this, is like creating your own custom GPTs, which is like basically like training a model, from what I understand. But then what I could do, just in the moment at least, was do an assistant API, which was these assistants. What you can do is you could be like, hey, same thing in Playground. You could put it and be like, you are this person, and be like, add in all of these things. This is how you should respond. This is how you should think about it. This is, the sort of context you should put it in, and all of that, right?
It's like a prompt. It's a pre-prompt.
You're
it's
doing a pre-prompt so that I don't have to write that
and
every
it's
time.
tied to you the whole time.
And it's
your
tied to like that
okay.
assistant. So I'd be like, here is this assistant. And then what you could do is you can upload files to that. And so they take PDFs or Word documents or things like that, and you could upload that to it and then be like, now I can reference those things. So let's say I uploaded, like we were doing at work. I did this at work. Like we build these tools. We use these leadership development tools, right? And I was like, I'm going to make a tool creating bot. And I went, here's what tools look like. They're these concise write-ups of, leadership development, concepts and ideas. And they come in this sort of format with an action point at the end of how you could take this into the real world. Make sure that you use inclusive language that's like friendly and whatever. And I wrote that all up as part of like what the chatbot was. And then I uploaded a Word document of like, here's 200 tools that we have already built. And so then I can say like, write me a tool on this. But like, I can also ask, have we done a tool on X? Or like, what is the average word count of the tools that we have? Or I can say, like, if I made this tool, what 2 other tools that we already have would you pair with it, that I could like give to people in the end? And so like the nice thing about that is like, it's not, or I don't know, maybe it's training other data or anything like that. We have an Azure account, so I feel like we kind of separate ourselves from it. But like, it's interesting because you can add your own data and then ask things about it.
Well, and that's, I think, so comment on that as you were building out. So this last week or so, we met with Microsoft for work, and like everything's all about AI.
Totally.
And we were talking about data and how it's kind of a challenge when you want to start utilizing things that have secure information and other things that you
personally
want to be able to
identifiable, whatever.
And because you don't want to like feed that in and then train, like ChatGPT is like, don't put personal information in there because you're going to get trained on names and like dates and all kinds of stuff that you don't want it to be trained on. So in any case, Microsoft was explaining some of the things, and I'm not going to do justice what they were explaining, but they were saying, like, if you have your email and you leave for a week, you come back to this huge email bucket.
Right.
Like, oh God, this is going to be terrible. But what happens is like you turn on your AI out of office, and when you come back, it's like, hey, you missed all these things, and here's the bulleted list of the tasks that you now need to complete.
Right.
As it sucked it out of your email
in priority level.
And so then you can click off all those pieces, and then they were saying like there was ways to be able to analyze like chunks of your email that are like your whole inbox to take it down to like themes and notes, or you go to a meeting and it transcribes and then it gives you the basic insights of the meeting.
It's
or
like
all of
what
the
an assistant would do, right?
Absolutely.
It's like what an assistant would go and do.
But the difference is that it's for your organization, and they put walls around it, and then it also doesn't retain certain amounts of your information. So when it uses your stuff, then it purges it out, but it uses other pieces that would make it
and
work.
that's what like on our side we use Azure, right? Or however you pronounce that. And like when you use that, you can be like, hey, we have our own instance of chat, and it's only ChatGPT 3.5 at this point is the only one that we can use. But like you can upload a ton of stuff to it, and it like stays in that walled garden basically of your
Let's
data.
make an assistant.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I did, and
We're creating
kind of janky. So name this assistant.
Right. Oh, it's got to be Gibber.
So
Gibber.
No. So
right.
so we need a double drop down
This is this is their name. You enter a user-friendly name.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is what because this is what we're going to see as its name for this chatbot. So I did it as like I needed a double drop down,
Guilty Spark.
but I needed like an oracle that talks about our 24-hour live stream.
An oracle?
Yeah. So like basically I want to ask it questions about our 24-hour live stream and it be able to answer those questions.
All right. So, well, I mean, Guilty Spark is cool. So if you don't know Guilty Spark,
Do it, Guilty Spark.
I think
If
we
you
should
don't know
go-
Guilty Spark, get off this stream right now. All right. Instructions. So
this is what we're telling it.
this was the pre-prompt.
Can
that
we
wanna put
do
in
we
there.
pre-chat this? Do we chat GPT the instructions at this point, or
Well, I almost think you don't even need instructions. Like you are a helpful assistant. Feels like fine
Okay,
at this
you
point, and we'll change
are-
it.
a floating orb that is all-knowing?
And gives us information about the 24-hour live stream
About our YouTube channel, or
about our Twitch. Well, because we're gonna train it on data from the 24-hour live stream.
all right, here we go. Yeah, you are condescending.
And like uppity with a British accent.
Okay. How many words did I misspell? A URR. Use my AI to
There you